Imagine delving into the curious realm of uncovering the health and drug habits of none other than the enigmatic Nazi leader who once captivated the German people from 1933 to 1945. Driven by the desire for answers, psychiatrist Fritz Redlich embarked on an extraordinary journey, culminating in his captivating book, Hitler, Diagnosis of a Destructive Prophet. In his pursuit of understanding, Redlich pored over written accounts and oral testimonies from Hitler himself and those in close proximity to him. It was within the records of Hitler's chief personal physician, Theodor Morell, that tantalizing clues and revelations began to emerge. With each carefully analyzed statement, a picture of Hitler's health and well-being gradually came into focus. Before the dark clouds of war engulfed Europe in 1939, Hitler lived with complaints reminiscent of mere mortals. Insomnia, eczema, and gastrointestinal discomfort plagued his existence. Little did he know that his physical condition would take a dramatic turn in 1941, marking the start of a relentless decline. Redlich's meticulous examination revealed a distressing assortment of maladies: tinnitus, severe headaches, dizziness, impaired vision, abdominal spasms. The list stretched on. As the final year of the war unfolded, even more afflictions appeared: jaundice, laryngitis, runny nose, tremors in his hands, and undeniable struggles in his mobility, suggesting the relentless grasp of Parkinson's disease. As Hitler's health waned, so did his independence. GI symptoms and tremors intensified until the cruel hands of fate left him entirely reliant on assistance. The tireless efforts of Morell to alleviate Hitler's suffering led to the prescription of a truly astonishing cocktail of medications. Opiates like morphine and oxycodone mingled with barbiturates, cocaine, amphetamines, and bromides, creating a labyrinth of substances to keep the Nazi leader functioning. Yet amidst this mosaic of pharmaceutical assistance, Redlich detected a disconcerting pattern. Amphetamines, in particular, appeared to wield a particularly dark hold over Hitler's psyche, temporarily impairing his judgment and actions from 1939 to 1943. Nevertheless, not all who have peered through the veil of history have embraced this clinical portrait of Hitler's health and drug use. Skepticism has emerged, voices expressing concern that such evaluations, like Redlich's, could inadvertently offer absolution for the ruthless decisions made by this infamous leader. Recent explorations by historian Heinrich Eberle and physician Hans-Joachim Neumann have sought to re-examine the existing sources, cautiously navigating the treacherous balance between truth and myth, all in the pursuit of unraveling the enigma that was Adolf Hitler. It turns out that Hitler, though rarely in need of medical attention before August 1941, maintained a team of physicians and specialists by his side. Curiously, Hitler was no stranger to chronic ailments, which cast a shadow over his iron-fisted reign. A fascinating discovery by Neumann and Eberle shed light on the nature of Hitler's long-standing afflictions, primarily associated with the gastrointestinal realm. Furthermore, medical records hinted at the menacing presence of progressive coronary sclerosis and unyielding high blood pressure. However, the most captivating find was the confirmation of a diagnosis that sent shockwaves through the research community: Parkinson's disease. The physicians of 1941 were astute enough to recognize the initial tremors in Hitler's left leg and arm, marking the onset of this debilitating condition. Delving into the clandestine notes of Hitler's trusted physician Morell, a peculiar concoction of remedies is unveiled. Vitamoltin, a preparation comprising glucose, vitamins, and occasionally the methamphetamine Pervitin, takes center stage in Hitler's prescribed regimen. Moreover, dietary restrictions, bloodletting, leeching, enemas, and even the morphine derivative Eucadol graced the list of treatments aimed at alleviating Hitler's gastrointestinal woes. Intriguingly, a myriad of other drugs found their way into Hitler's life, with over 40 different kinds documented: sedatives for sleep, testosterone for sexual potency, and an assorted assortment of analgesics, digestives, spasmolytics, flu agents, eye drops, antitussives, and fortifying agents formed Hitler's surreal pharmacopoeia. Astonishingly, Neumann and Eberle dismissed the notion of Hitler's addiction to barbiturates or cocaine, though his fondness for Vitamoltin hinted at a possible reliance on methamphetamine. Most astonishing of all was Neumann and Eberle's conclusion, defying conventional wisdom. They attributed Hitler's actions to his primary personality, rather than mental illness or psychotropic substances such as alcohol and drugs. And so, The enigmatic reign of Adolf Hitler remains an intriguing chapter in the annals of history, intertwined with the secrets of his health and the unconventional remedies that shaped his destiny. The stage was set with a curious paradox. The medical community held the reins of public discourse, carefully delineating the fine line between prescribed drugs and those enjoyed recreationally. The former was celebrated as the pinnacle of medical progress, while the latter was stained with the perception of deviance and marginalization, often synonymous with the likes of criminals and queers. A disparaging view, concealing the untold biases of existing information sources within its shadows. Our journey takes an intriguing turn as we focus on the enigmatic substance known as Pervitin, a methamphetamine concocted by the esteemed pharmaceutical company Temmler-Werke. Its introduction to the masses in the winter of 1937 to 1938 ignited a stir of curiosity and experimentation. The drug's first trial run was conducted on unsuspecting military academy students in 1939, and later, on members of the Wehrmacht. A peculiar detail emerges as we unveil the veil of secrecy shrouding these experiments. Many participants remained blissfully ignorant of what they were ingesting. Remarkable, considering the premature halt of the initial student trials due to alarming complaints of heart palpitations, and even the bold act of some students absconding with drug supplies to bolster their chances of success during exams. Whispers from the trenches took flight, painting a vivid picture of Pervitin's impact on soldiers deployed far from home. Stories, often embroidered with exaggeration, recounted the extraordinary abilities sparked within these weary warriors. With the military becoming one of Temmler's most loyal customers, supplying 35 million pills between April and July 1940 alone, the allure of this mysterious drug grew stronger. However, tales of officers exploiting Pervitin's power for late-night revelries and the unfortunate incidents of heart attacks cast a shadow over its reputation. Medical officers were cautioned to exercise judiciousness in prescribing the medication, but history tells us that cautionary words often fell on deaf ears. A captivating twist unfolds as we venture to the Eastern Front. Reports suggest that officers, determined to keep their exhausted troops alert during the arduous marches, resorted to administering Pervitin. The German High Command, however, refrained from ordering mass distribution of the drug. Recognizing the varied effects it had on different individuals, they acknowledged the unpredictable nature of this peculiar substance. But with each page turned, we are reminded of the untold intricacies and captivating narratives hidden within the folds of history. There was a fascinating study which was conducted by two renowned pharmacology historians, Stephen Snelders and Twan Peters. Their research shed light on an intriguing chapter in Nazi Germany's story, painting a vivid picture of a society consumed by a peculiar methamphetamine dictatorship. You see, beyond the dominant narrative of suppliers and dealers, Snelders and Peters unraveled an astonishing truth, a truth that hinted at an insatiable demand for the drug among the German populace. Methamphetamine, known as Pervitin, was not only prevalent, but also an integral part of the culture. Its use was not limited to the medical realm, but had infiltrated the lives of everyday citizens. Initially prescribed for psychological ailments like inhibition and depression, Pervitin found its way out of the clinics and into the hands of average people, employees, workers, and even housewives. Can you believe it? The drug became so widely accepted that a praline chocolate infused with a healthy dose of 14 milligrams of Pervitin was marketed to the general public. Who could resist such an irresistible temptation? As the drug's popularity soared, murmurs of concern arose from the medical community. Yet these voices of caution had little impact on its rampant spread. Snelders and Peters discovered a bizarre truth, that the users themselves had personal motivations for indulging in Pervitin. Not merely brainwashed by a sinister influence from above, ordinary individuals were drawn to the drug for a multitude of reasons. Its affordability played a part, with 200 tablets costing a mere 7 Reichsmarks in 1942, equivalent to $1.40 in today's currency. But it was more than that. Students sought its aid to combat fatigue during long study sessions. Housewives found solace in its ability to counter the weariness of daily chores. Professionals of various stripes turned to it to boost their self-confidence when the world demanded their best performance. Pervitin became a remedy, an elixir promising a respite from chronic ailments and an enhancer for daily life. It was all too enticing to resist. Surprisingly, even Adolf Hitler himself appeared no different from his compatriots. Like most consumers in history, he too succumbed to the appeal of any treatment that offered relief or heightened performance. And thus, this captivating tale reveals the twists and turns of a society engrossed by a peculiar drug, where personal desires and collective obsession collided to create a chapter in history unlike any other. Hope you liked the video and learned something new from it. If this is, leave a like and a follow.